Court is calling 2022 CR 7806, State of Texas versus Johnny Tejeda. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Jorgens for the state.
Defense.
Alex Shar for Mr. Tejeda.
And are you Mr. Tejeda?
Yes,
Mr. Tejeda, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Tejeda, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand in count one, you're charged with the offense of failure to stop and render aid resulting in death? That's a second-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Judge.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do.
Find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, state is proceeding on count one, waiving count two. Punishment is to be assessed at 10 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. No application for deferred adjudication. State recommends community supervision. There's to be restitution payable to the next of kin for Dylan Trevino, Melissa Aroja, Arauja, and then payable to victims under 2020 CR 7807, Mario Huarte, Yuarte, and 2022 CR 7808, Monica Bell. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargaining agreement. State is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 10 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 200 hours of community service restitution, the MRT, and regular UAs. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offense is charged in count one. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
State, any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. The state offers Exhibit 1, the defendant's waivers and stipulation of evidence, as well as the discovered knowledge for this case.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. And state, have you had an opportunity to receive a date?
Your Honor, our next of kin indicated that she could come in on any day. So sometime later this week should be fine, or at the court's convenience.
Okay. Does she want to come in tomorrow or Thursday or Friday?
Just give her some time. If we could do Thursday or Friday, Judge, just to make sure she can. Oh, or not.
I can't do Friday.
Oh,
I have a
okay.
federal sentencing in Del Rio in the morning.
So then Thursday, Judge, if the court's okay.
Is Thursday okay with you?
I'll have to check my schedule, but I think it is.
Do you want to set it for Thursday in the afternoon?
That would be great.
All right, state, are you okay with Thursday? And let's say Thursday at 1:30?
As far as I know, Judge.
All right, so Norma, on Mr. Tejeda, we'll come back for sentencing on the 9th at 1:30. All right, is there anything else from either side?
No,
No,
for
Your
sake.
Honor.
All right, if you'll get the reset form from Ms. Ferguson, then you're excused.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, we're here for,
A motion to revoke, Your Honor.
all right. Is this going to be a plea true or is it going to be contested?
It's a true plea of truth.
Okay,
We have a recommendation for court's consideration.
all right. Court is calling 2022 CR 7806, State of Texas versus Johnny Tejeda. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Westbrook for the state of Texas.
Defense?
Alex Shar for Johnny Tejeda.
Are you Johnny Tejeda?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Johnny R. Tejeda who was placed on community supervision in 2022 CR 7806 for the offense of failure to stop and render aid, death, on February 9, 2023 for a term of 10 years. Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 1, on or about the 15th day of July, 2023. In Dare County, Texas, the defendant Johnny R. Tejeda committed the offense of drugs while intoxicated in violation.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, Your Honor.
Your Honor, state waives all the violations.
All right, any objection to the waivers?
No objections, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you to 10 years in prison and up to a $1,500 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. The proposed agreement is for the pleas to be relied on.
No, it has not been completed yet.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
The defendant has entered and sat with the martini following after Saturday.
That is our agreement, Judge. I do have some witnesses to give you some context.
Yes.
And so at this time, if I may, Your Honor, I would like
Yes.
to call Daniel Garcia.
Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
Yes, I do.
All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record.
Daniel Garcia.
All right, defense.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Garcia, what do you do for a living?
I'm medically retired from the Navy,
Okay. How long were you in the Navy?
13 years.
Right. And but when did you get out of the Navy?
I got out in 2013, medical retired.
Okay. All right. Now, do you know Johnny Tejeda?
Okay.
And you recognize him as the client that's in the orange jumpsuit, correct?
Yes.
All right. Tell the judge how you met Mr. Tejeda.
We met each other through cars, rented old cars.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had a house come up for rent. So I had asked him if he knew anybody that wanted to rent a house, which he said that he would, because he was on a hard time. So I went to the house to him, and that's kind of how we met.
And how long ago was that?
That was about 1.5 years ago, maybe 1 3/4 now.
Okay. Did you know him prior to doing that? Like, how long have you known Johnny?
For about 3 years total now.
Okay. Are you just his landlord, or is there a closer relationship?
He's like a brother to me. We're supposed to start a business for doing custom paint.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay. When you met him, what was your judgment of his
so when he first
character?
moved in, he was really sad and angry. Over the time, I started talking to him and found out more about him, and then we started hanging out more. Usually, he comes to the house, and then he'd go back.
Okay.
And he's just totally different from 1.5 years ago to now.
Okay. Now, are you aware that he was placed on probation in February of 2023 for a failure to stop and render aid that caused a death?
No, at that time I didn't know any of that.
Okay. But when you did meet him, how did that happen?
Well, like I said, when I asked him that I have a house up for rent, he said he moved in, and I didn't know anything about that. But usually I'm a good judge of character, and I let him move in. I'm not gonna let him move into a house somebody destroyed.
Okay. And how was he as a tenant?
Good. I mean, if he was a bad person, I wouldn't have him in there. I would have kicked him out a long time ago.
Okay. So what is it about Mr. Tejeda that helped you come to a conclusion about his character? That he's a good guy.
It's kind of hard to explain because I mean I met a lot of people in the military, and he's a good person. It's kind of hard to explain, but
Well, can you try to explain it? Like, and give the judge some
he's always been there
examples?
for me because I'm a single parent with 3 kids, and when my significant other left about a year ago, he was there for me, and we kind of helped each other out through the hard times that we're going through.
What do you mean help each other out?
We'll just talk, basically. I don't drink. I'm taking care of 3 kids on my own, so he'd come over and we just hang out. He doesn't really talk to anyone, but a couple of people.
Okay. And the people that he was hanging around before you two started getting into a closer relationship, how would you characterize those people?
There's another way to say dirt bags, I guess. I'll say it.
Okay.
People that I wouldn't hang out with.
Okay. That's fine. I mean, dirt bags. That's
So I got my friends, my other friends that I hang out with. They're one used to work in the movie industry. Another guy is works for the AC, so they all got stuff going for themselves. We're building cars. So when he started hanging out with me, and he told me the guys that he used to hang out with, I don't hang out with people like that, so I don't know how else to say it.
okay. Well, all right. So, I mean, did you take on the role of like a close friend or a father
No,
figure?
more like a brother.
Okay.
He started coming hanging out with us, and we're a real tight group. It's only like 3 or 4 of us that hang out together.
Okay.
And if he was any different, he would have kicked us out. We would have kicked him out.
Okay. How would you describe his work ethic?
He's always busy. I know he has a lot of cars coming in,
Okay.
and we still have some more cars that need to be finished.
What kind of does he do body and paint? Does he do
Body and
engine?
paint, custom paint. Not so much engine, but pretty much body and paint.
All right. So when you told the judge that you noticed a big change in him, can you give us some specifics as to like how he was before and how he is now?
Before he was always in a bad mood, always depressed, I guess. Now he's always there. He's always just a real good guy. I don't know what's
Okay.
reliable.
Okay.
He's a real good person. I mean, if he wasn't, I would not try to be investing money into a business between me and him. There's no way.
Okay. Now, pass witness.
All right, any questions? All right, thank you. All right, so I can tell y'all, this is what's going to happen in this case. Either he's going to prison or he's going into inpatient treatment to SafeP. Those are your 2 choices.
Okay.
I'm not doing SATIF. He doesn't need SATIF. He needs something that is longer. He needs something longer, and that's SafeP. So he can do SafeP or he can do prison. Those are the choices.
As far as, can I just maybe give my 2 cents as to
Sure.
those choices? I respect the court's decision and appreciate that. As far as the substance abuse felony punishment facility, in talking to clients who have been there and how that program is designed, yes, it is long. Yes, it is in the prison system. But it's run not like an individual rehab or a group rehab where everyone is accountable for themselves, but it's run as, for lack of a better analogy, like the scene in the movie Full Metal Jacket, where one person makes a mistake and everybody else gets punished. My opinion about recovery, I don't think that's the best way to impress upon someone, to change to get a psychic change in their mentality and to adopt, a spiritual full change in their attitude if they're being held responsible for what other people do. When the program is all about being responsible for yourself and only trying to control yourself, because that's all you can control. I understand the length of the program. I've had cases where people were finished with the program and then they go to a halfway house and they're living in San Antonio and they get sent to a halfway house in El Paso and there's no support group there. The substance abuse treatment facility, I know some of the people that work there. I know some of the people that work in recovery within the Bexar County system. Good people. They teach the program and they do it well. And it can be anywhere from 4 to 6 months long, followed by aftercare. So that's a substantial amount of time. And so I'd ask the court to reconsider sending Mr. Tejeda to SATIF, reconsider sending him to SafeP instead of to the substance abuse treatment facility.
Okay. All right. He's going to SafeP or he's going to prison. And then as far as aftercare is concerned, he can speak to probation when they get to that point. And if you find a halfway house here in San Antonio for him to be in, preferably Lifetime Recovery, then he can go to Lifetime Recovery, and Lifetime Recovery can place him in a sober support facility.
You want to go, Mr. Tejeda, do you want to go into the substance abuse felony punishment facility? Or you just want to go to prison?
I'll go to the substance abuse.
SafeP.
Yeah.
All right. Court will deny alternate amendment conditions to include SafeP. And probation, can we do SafeP followed by Lifetime Recovery?
Judge, the only issue with that is he would have to be exited from the continuum for SafeP.
All right. So once he's completed with SafeP in custody and they're getting ready to send him to a halfway house, just let the court know. All right. Thank you. All right. Is there anything else?
I didn't know if you needed to sign a certificate of appeal or anything like that.
I didn't. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Tonight, a family wants answers after a 21-year-old was killed in a hit-and-run crash. 3 others were hurt in the accident on the south side, and the driver, accused of hitting them, is now facing charges. But the family of the victim, Dylan Trevino, doesn't think the charges go far enough. Tonight, they're talking to Eyewitness News reporter Roxy Bustamante.
I wish it was a nightmare that I can wake up from.
Dylan Trevino's aunt calls Dylan her son. She's raised him as her own after his mother was murdered when he was a child.
He bottled everything up in fight because of what happened to his mom. But he became this beautiful, young, handsome person at the age of 21.
Known for always putting family first, Dylan was on the right track when his life was cut short.
I always told my kids, y'all are the ones that are supposed to bury me. I'm not supposed to bury y'all.
Dylan was one of 4 people in this car early Saturday morning when a truck going 80 to 100 miles per hour ran a red light and slammed into their car on Southwest Military. Dylan was killed instantly. His co-worker Mario may never walk again, and 2 others still seriously hurt. Police say the driver of the truck ran away, leaving his 2 passengers behind.
I'm like, why? What are you hiding?
Police later arrested Johnny Tejeda. He's charged with failure to render aid resulting in death, as well as 2 other charges. According to the affidavit, his passengers told police they just left the bar where Dylan worked.
Justice for me would be giving them the max, because I was told, that they were intoxicated. I know even if I got justice, they're not going to bring my son back. I just think it's fair.
Roxy is live from police headquarters. Roxy, what's changed since in this case since Saturday morning?
Deborah, police originally told us everyone in that truck was arrested. Now tonight, I was told only the driver was arrested and charged. And we're still waiting for investigators to let us know if alcohol was a factor in this crash and if the charges could be upgraded. Deborah?
All right, Roxy, thank you.